All right. Hi everybody, we're going to start the Tuesday evening class on Endgames, and I want to welcome everybody here in the classroom and also our friends online who are going to be watching this. And I guess you can also put some comments if you have some interesting ideas. So, but the game I'm going to show you, it's the game against Grandmaster Daro Swiercz. We just played this game actually recently in a tournament here, St. Louis Fall Classic Tournament, A group, and it was a very interesting middle game battle, but then it shifted to an end game, and it got pretty crazy at the end. So you will see it was at the end it was like a study-like win. I was winning, then I made a mistake, and it became almost a draw. But at the very end, fortunately, I had a study-like win. So we'll start out with the opening. So d4, knight f6, c4, g6. So we don't know exactly which opening is going to happen yet, because we need to wait for black's third move here. So right now we don't know the move here. So it could be, it could be a Gruenfeld defense, which happened actually. He played a d5, or it could be bishop g7. So it could be two of these openings. So he played knight c3, and now he played d5. So right now we already know that we established the opening. It's a Gruenfeld defense. Very tricky dynamic opening and not so easy to get an advantage, but I had some ideas, some preparation. So I took, he took, e4. We're following the main line. Bishop g7. So, and here I decided to play, normally I just play knight f3, bishop e3, and queen d2, this line here. But here, I wanted to surprise him a little bit and play something very rare that I do. I only done it one time before. And I want to ask you this actually. What is the main idea in Gruenfeld? When black is playing this kind of position in Gruenfeld, what is the main idea he needs to do here? Do you know for black? Because it looks like he just gave up the center, right? And we know how important it is to have the center. Any ideas? What's the main idea here to play for black? And this goes on with the Gruenfeld in general, yes?
Just to attack the center.
Attack the center, in specifically how you attack the center.
Usually with c5.
Absolutely. So this is the move that black wants to play in this position, okay? c5 and attack the center. So that's why we need to try to do something. And the move I'm making, it's very interesting. It's just very direct, you know? It's just very directly, I'm just saying, you know what, I'm not going to let you do that. So again, there are some ideas he can do, but what did I play? Now you have a couple of hints, so you should be able to find the move that I played here. So what is the move? Yes?
Bishop a6.
You mean bishop a3 probably, right?
Yeah, bishop a3.
Yeah, correct. Bishop a3. So yeah, just put the bishop there on this diagonal, and I say, you know what, if you play c5 now, I'm going to take it. At least for now, he cannot play c5. So I stopped the c5 temporarily, so he can't just do that. So he played, let's see here. Let's get the slider in here. Okay. So he played castle. Now, we need to catch up on the development. So knight f3, normal move. And now he plays b6. The idea behind b6 is he wants to play bishop b7, but also b6 gives him the support to play which move? That is very important. c5, right?
Yeah.
So it's a decent move. Another possibility here is knight d7 and prepare the move c5. That is another possibility. Knight d7 with the idea to play c5. Okay? Yes?
Wouldn't that be a free pawn?
No, I say knight d7 and c5. Okay?
Yeah, but then you take d5. Yeah, you take c.
Okay, let me answer the question first. Just wait 1 second. So knight d7, let's say you go bishop here, c5, right? You want to take this. Aren't you afraid to drop this pawn? And then drop your rook as well here? You got to be careful, you know?
Yeah.
When your king is in the middle, you don't want to open up the position like this, because you're going to drop with a check. Okay? So watch out. So he played b6. And now we need to make a decision here. We need to get the bishop out. So we have a couple of options here. What do you think is the best square for the bishop to go to, the light square bishop? which square we need to develop this bishop into. Okay, think a little bit. Don't just raise your hand right away. Just think a little bit, so you can see. Yes.
Bishop D3.
Bishop d3. Okay. Is that the most active square?
No.
In the opening, when we have the center, we want to place our pieces to the most active squares, right? Yes?
Bishop C4.
Absolutely. Bishop e2 will be kind of passive, so bishop c4. Correct. Now he goes bishop b7. Putting pressure on e4. Putting pressure on e4. Now what to do? Now he's attacking the pawn. And actually I had a clever idea. During the game I didn't think about it, but later on I was showing this game to one of my students and he pointed out that I could have played this cool idea. So I want you to think a little bit and see if you can find that idea. What I did was the standard move, which is okay, but I kind of like this idea a little bit better than what I played.
I think I know your idea. I might know it. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I do. I do know your idea.
Okay, just raise your hand. That's go ahead.
Maybe queen B3?
Queen b3, dropping the pawn on e4, huh? Not even afraid of that.
Yeah. Then queen takes f7 followed by knight g5. I'm not sure.
You have a point there.
Queen B3 then what if, so
Wait. Queen b3, he says.
queen B3?
So you're saying queen b3, actually a very clever idea. And if he takes, you want to take or you want to play knight g5 right away?
Take.
Take actually doesn't work because when he take knight g5, he can meet you with bishop d5, hitting your queen. But I think you can do this idea right away.
Oh yeah.
Now you're hitting the bishop and you're hitting f7. Okay.
But you didn't play that. You didn't play that.
No, I don't know. I actually thought about it. I seriously considered this idea. I didn't know what to do after he plays, let's say, knight c6. I wasn't convinced, because he has this move. See?
I know.
And if you jump in with this move, he has queen e8. Even though it's like he's a little bit cramped, but he's got the knight a5 coming up, forking your king and queen, queen and bishop. Yes.
Did you play queen d3?
Queen where?
D3? Defending like d pawn?
Yeah, so this is an interesting try, okay? That's good work for trying this. This is interesting. No, I didn't play queen d3. In the back?
E5.
That is an idea, e5. You're probably going to play c5, That is an idea, but what else? What else we can do here, guys? If he wasn't attacking your pawn, what would you do? What would you have done? Yes?
Just castle.
Castle, right? But he's now attacking the pawn.
Can you play rook e1? I see like the e7 pawn.
Perfect. That's the cool idea. I should have castled. And very likely he's not going to take, but if he takes, very neat move. Rook e1, attacking the bishop. And the bishop now has to move. But if the bishop moves now,
If the bishop retreats back to his original space.
thank you very much. Winning the pawn and attacking the rook. Look at that. Okay?
It's more than just a pawn.
Winning the game, basically. So you may think like, oh, wait a minute. He cannot play f5 because I have this. He cannot go back. I take this. And if he takes, look at this. Queen f3 now.
Now
Give me the rook now. Give me the rook and still
just threats.
give me the pawn on e7 and the rook as well.
Threats. Not really the
See it?
pawn.
Absolutely.
But I don't think he played that.
He did not.
I think
All right. So queen e2 I played, protecting. Now he goes here c5.
he was playing that.
attacking the center. So it's already time, guys. Time to do what?
It's time to go.
Move 10 already. We haven't done this move, so we have to do this, yeah?
Castle.
Perfect. Now, Queen C7.
What?
Developing the queen, yes. Now what you're going to do here? You got to get your pieces in. Which pieces I'm talking about? Which pieces I'm talking about here? You can try to get in here. In the back?
Rook A, C1.
Absolutely rook a c1. Bring that rook into the game, right? Protect c3. Knight c6 he goes to. Now what do you do? Now, when you bring one rook, then you do what? What's the next thing you need to do here?
Bring the other rook.
Of course. What's the move?
Rook D1. Rook
I assume rook fd1, right? So now we have completed the development, right? Now the development is completed. Every piece we have on the board is in the game now. That's already good. That's a very good sign that we've finished the development. Now he goes rook a c8. But the question is now how to continue here. This is the middle game stage now, where you need to figure out the plan here, okay? What would be the right plan here to continue? This is a very typical idea, and nowadays a lot of the top players, grandmasters, when they're playing, they see a position like this, they try to use this idea to start some attacking ideas here. Yes? Okay, but you don't want to trade pieces. If you trade pieces, it's going to be hard to attack, you know? So you don't really want to play bishop a6 right now. In the back?
Maybe H4.
Absolutely h4, yes. h4 now. Ready to play h5 and attack this pawn chain, okay? Ready to attack this pawn chain with h5. He goes knight a5, attacking the bishop. Now the bishop is under attack. What to do? So we have a choice now. One would be your idea to go bishop a6, but you already know what we're trying to do here, right? We're trying to play for a attack, right? When you're trying to play for attack, what do? You keep your pieces, okay? You keep your pieces. That's what you do. Got it? And you keep the bishop. What is the move to keep the bishop? Keep the pieces.
Keep the bishop.
D3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Now, he goes e6. Now he goes e6. What's the follow-up? Yes?
H5.
Yeah, we didn't play h4 to stay there, right? We played h4 to play with h5. Got it? h4, h5. Attacking and pressuring. Now he goes queen c6. Now it's a difficult idea we need to find, okay? Now it's a little bit of a difficult idea that we need to find here. Because we need to figure out this bishop, the future of our bishop on a3. It's kind of blocked up, and I prefer to have this bishop on that c1 diagonal, okay? So because if I bring this bishop here, I can put pressure, I have some h6 ideas, so really this bishop needs to be improved. But I don't have a good square because my rook is occupying that square. And if I lift my rook up to c2, that is a big problem because of, guys? Yes?
Queen a4.
c4. Look at that. Trapping that bishop, okay? You trap your own bishop here. So no good, okay? No good. So now what are we going to do? That's no good. So, yes.
So you go rook b1?
Correct. Yeah, moving the rook there, and also now getting ready to play bishop c1, okay? Now rook fd8. Okay. Bishop c1 back. C takes d4. C takes d4. Queen e8. Take, take, and now it goes queen e8. Now what are you going to do? Yes?
So you go h6.
Take. Weaken the position a little bit. He takes, and now we brought the bishop to c1 to activate it, right? What is the active square for the bishop, guys? What is the active square for the bishop, guys? Yes? Okay. Bishop d2, attacking the knight. Now he went there. Bishop c3. g5. I probably should have played the rook bc1 here. This would have been a probably better move. I played bishop c4. And now he found a really good defense here. I actually thought, I'm almost breaking through now with d5. I did not see any good defense for him. But then he suddenly came up with a really nice move here, but really difficult move to find because my threat is d5, very direct, attacking the knight. If you go to a5, I'm just going to take it. If you go to e7, I'm going to take on e6 with the checks. It's really looking really bit shaky here. But now you have ideas. But he has this idea that makes me to back off a little bit because I can't really attack anymore. Knight e7 drops the e6 pawn with a check. That's a problem. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you're controlling the d5 square. Yes. Mm-hmm.
F5?
What?
F5? On F5?
No, f5. What is f5? Knight takes g5, dropping everything.
Knight takes G5? Oh.
No, f5 I can take pawn takes f5 even. It's a defensive move, not attacking move. Your position is already very shaky, so you need to try to hold it together here because d5 is coming. Yes.
What about knight d8?
Huh?
Knight d8.
Absolutely. Knight b8 is a good move now. Now the c file is hanging. Queen c6 is coming. A lot of threats are out there. Okay? Now, yeah, now things are a little bit overworked, so I brought this knight here to protect, okay? The bishop, knight d7, we consolidate, bishop c4. The reason I did this because now my knight has a nice knight c4 idea at some point I can go to, at some point. So you play bishop c6, queen a6. I want to get a little bit, moving a little bit faster to get to the endgame, you know, so rook c7. After you play rook c7 here, now it's a strong move you have to play. That rook on c7 is a little bit tied up. Okay, so can you make this move now to pin him up here, okay? To pin him up. What move should I play? But I also have to make sure things are guarded because the d4 pawn is weak. Okay, so d4 pawn is a little bit weak. Yes?
Bishop b2.
Now he goes here. Now the queen is under attack. Now the queen is under attack. Yes.
Just queen A3.
Correct. Now he takes. He goes here, A5. Now, like I told you, we put the knight on D2 to be able to go where? We put the knight on D2 to go to? Yes.
Knight C4.
Perfect. Knight C4 now. Attacking the pawn on B6 and also threatening to play knight to D6. Okay? Knight D6, knight B6. So now he goes here. A4, attacking the bishop. Yes? Correct, only move, because if you go to c2 you're going to drop the knight, so he goes queen c6. And now he's attacking the pawn on e4. My opponent is in time trouble, but he's playing some really precise moves here. So now I say, you know what, I'm going to go d5, break the position. Takes, queen c5, and now we reach the endgame. Okay, let's take a look at this endgame. Let's pause for a second here and try to understand what is going on here. So pawns are equal, but as you can see, I have a very strong dark square bishop. My knight on e3 is quite well placed here. I have the open file under control, and he's got a lot of weaknesses. So his position is like almost lost here, okay? Even though it's equal material, but his position is very, very shaky. The pawn is weak here on a4, pawn on b6. If he takes, I just take back with this. Now I have this powerful square for my knight. I have bishop g4 ideas coming up, so you can't really do anything here. Big trouble. So he decided to keep things a little bit complicated. So he played bishop here. Bishop d3, attacking the pawn on e4. Now he goes here. Attacking the rook. Goes here. And now my pawn is, so I just decided to protect. Okay, there's d6. d6 was very strong here, by the way. d6 is probably also winning, and rook c7, threatening d7 and push. So this was another idea, but I say I'm not going to give up my pawn, so he goes knight g6, attacking the bishop. So I wanted to take away the squares of f4 and e5, so I went here, f5. So this gets a little bit crazy here. He tries to open up the position here. He sees that if he just plays normal moves, he's in losing position, so he wants to make things complicated. Now I take, and if he takes with the bishop, I can just simply play knight takes f5, bishop takes knight, take the rook. If he takes on f5, pawn takes f5, and I'm up a pawn, and rook c7 is coming. It's just dominating position. So if he takes with the pawn, here I can just move the bishop to h5. So very strong position for me. So he played g4. And luckily we made time control now, so we have a little bit extra time to think. We reached the move 40, which was important because I have a couple of options here. So now I want you to take control and find the correct pawn here. The point now is if I move my bishop, he wants to take on e4. That is his idea. Yes.
Can you take on F5 and if bishop takes G4?
Correct. He takes. Okay, but I'm always a little bit reluctant, going into these positions where he has two bishops, because sometimes these two bishops are very strong, and it could be a really difficult to win sometimes, when even though you might have one or two extra pawns, but the opponent has the advantage of the two bishops. Okay, but now we reach this position here. So what do we do now? Yes?
95.
Absolutely 95. Threatening 97. Rook d8. I'm more interested in eliminating one of his bishops than taking more pawns right now, okay? The key is to eliminate that bishop. Yes, young player.
Knight e7.
Correct?
Then you
Take the bishop. Okay, finally we take the bishop. This is a cool idea here. Look, if he takes, we push here, he goes here. Who can find a winning move here? Yes?
Knight
Knight
F8.
f8. Check. And take the rook. And if he takes, we promote into a queen. Or actually, we can promote to a knight and take again. All right. So he takes. I push. I go rook c6. My idea is to try to win the pawn on b6. This is what I'm trying to do. Now I play b5. The key is to eliminate the b5 pawn. That is the key, guys. So you got to get that b pawn, okay? How are we going to do that? Yes? He takes. Continue.
Can you play rook d8 here?
Take king f7. Be careful. Take king f7. Okay? So we take this guy. And now again, my idea is to get this. This g2 pawn is mine. This is in my pocket, But here he plays here, and here actually I should have taken on g2 first, okay? And then go rook a5 and win this. It's easily winning. But I played this move first, and this allows. I didn't think this bishop e7 was possible, but this allows this idea. Because now if I take this, I'm 3 extra pawns, so he's completely lost. So, but he went for his last try, he takes. And now you have two different ways you can continue here. Which one is the correct one here? So what's the correct plan actually here? I think both of them are winning, but what's the most precise way to win this? Yes, that's what I played. Yeah, it's winning, but it's study like winning. Another winning plan is this, guys. Takes, he take. You take this guy, okay? He does something like this, you take this. So this position is easily winning, okay? The point is, the reason why this is easily winning, because this f pawn is much stronger than having a pawn on g2. So let's say he goes here. So you put rook a8. He goes behind it, you just push. So he's going to have to wait a little bit. And then when you get to this, you push all the way now. It looks like now your rook is trapped, you cannot move it. But then you're going to use the f pawn as your decoy to get the king out of the way. So let's say if he sits here, we just move it up. He does this, you're just going to move out of the way. Sorry. Check. Check, check. Here it goes here. Now I go. Let's go. Boom. This is and whatever he does, this is your decoy. So once you go check, if he takes, or come up, we have a check from g8 or f8. If he goes to h7, I go f7, f8. If he goes here, king f7, what are we going to do here? Huh? Yes. Absolutely rook h8. And if he takes, check, and pick up the rook. Got it? So that's the idea, okay? So that was one idea I could have done, but I went for the other one, rook e5. Okay, this gets a little bit intense here. So he goes here, king f7. Now he wants to take on the bishop, so I have to take. Take, 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 take. Because his pawn is on a4, it gives him some chances here, okay? So he goes king d6. And if I play f4, then he can blockade, and it's, again, not easy. So I have to do what first? I have to get here my king. Where in this position, guys? Yes.
King f3.
Yes. Now it goes here. King e4. And he goes here. Okay, he's chasing the a pawn. So now we cannot defend the a pawn. So time to do what? At the end, you'll see it's going to be a really cool win.
No. It's gonna be
Yes? No? f4, okay. King a3. Push, right? What else? Takes. Do you know that this corner pawns are draw usually?
yeah.
But luckily here, my king is in a good spot here. If my king wasn't close to that pawn, it would have been a draw. If my king was like one, if king is here, it's a draw. King here is a draw. I'm very fortunate my king is on e4 here. It's a win, yes. Well, you'll see, my friend. Just think. Study like win. That's why I say study like win. Actually, there are studies that I've given to students that it ends like this. It was funny. My own game is ending like the study. Very rare you have that happening. Study like win.
So, it might involve like him promoting it, you getting like, and then you capture it.
Sorry, what?
It might involve like him promoting.
Yeah, you're gonna let him promote, but then when he promotes into a queen, you must mate him. If you don't mate him when he promotes, you're not gonna win it. So you have to allow him to promote. Yes.
Is it king d3, queen d4, king c1, and queen e2?
Correct. But I can start with queen b4 first here. So I can get a forcing mate. But that's a winning plan. At first I was going to play king d3. But there is a king a2 move there. So I'm going to eliminate that by check. Now he goes here. So now you're going to get that position. First you have to force him back to b1. How do you do that? Queen a3. He goes here. Now, check. If he goes away, you take the pawn. So he has to go here. Now, what do you do? Check. And now he resigned because the only move he has available is to go here. And when he does that, what do we have? Checkmate. All right. See, I was just, I had to allow him to queen and mate. You know, it's like, but if, that's why you cannot, see, one inaccurate play by me, and then it was like almost a draw, you know? Of course, if I have a little bit more careful, I take this pawn, then if he goes for the same line, is no chance, because I'm just so much faster. I'm just so much faster. He doesn't get that here. Okay? So this, you have to be careful. Yes?
Have you seen all the way to that when you played for people?
I knew in this position, when I got to this, somewhere here, I thought it was just completely lost. I was like, why is he even going for this? But then when I got this, he played this one, I was like, wait a minute. He's got this trick, you know? And I'm not in time to do that. So I got a little bit nervous, but then I realized my king was on the right spot. So I had this idea, because I know that study, actually, that you allow this. Okay? All right, guys, excellent. So this was my game, and actually it leads to a study win at the end. So it's pretty cool. All right, we're going to do one study position now, okay? One study position, and I'm going to give you some time to see if you can solve this study. All right? So let me set it up. It's not like, but could be a real game. So here I want you to think, okay, because it's not so simple, and it takes 8 moves here for white to win this game. It's the opposite color. Hand down, please. You don't have all the 8 moves right now. So,
I really, someone else has really like.
no. It's not about just think first, okay? There's no like, it's not a competition who will just do it quickly. Who can do the whole thing in your head before you do it, okay? 8 moves, okay? One slight mistake, and you're now winning this game, okay? All it takes one slight mistake for you, and it's a draw. These positions are always drawn, but here you have an idea. So you're going to use that idea to, okay? Okay. Let's see now. Once his king escapes, it's a draw if you don't mate it. Once his bishop get out, it's a draw.
They're happy.
Huh?
I might have got it. I don't know.
All right. By now we should have the first move. What is it? Correct. Bishop c2, king here. Now he wants to get his dark square bishop out. If you allow that to happen, you're not going to win this game. So what are you supposed to do? Yes.
B4, and then king A6.
And now he wants to get out again. And if you let his king to b7, it's still going to be a draw. So you can't let the bishop out. You cannot let him get to b7.
King C6.
Absolutely. Now, if it escapes with this, checkmate. You're not escaping anywhere. Now he goes here.
Some people in the chat who figured it out.
They did.
I remember this from a long time ago.
I might have done this before. So what's the move here, guys? We got to fix it. What do? Push. Now he goes back. Yes.
Bishop E4.
And if he goes here, now what do you do?
King takes.
Perfect. He goes here.
And then. Huh?
Waiting move, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to the corner. And once the king is in a corner, what do we do? Yes? Yes. Now if he takes, thank you very much for the checkmate. Once he goes here, thank you very much for the checkmate from this area. All right. Excellent. So this opposite color, you have to be very careful, guys. 1 pawn, 2 pawn, even 3 pawns, sometimes it's just not enough, okay? So here we have to use the mating idea to win, okay? So otherwise it's just not going to work. So remember that, okay? So that's the ideas for you to remember here.
What's the color of bishops?
It's very drawish, basically, okay? So draw is a very likely result, so that's why you have to be careful when you get this opposite color positions. But here, as you can see, by the forcing sequence, bishop c2, b4, king c6, bishop a7, we have a mate, king a7, b5, it's mate, b6 wins the game. All right. Excellent. I encourage you to study your endgames, okay? Try to, read some endgame book, guys, to improve that area of the game. It's very, very important, okay? So don't neglect your endgames. You have to know your basic endgames, how to play certain positions, opposition, distant opposition, triangulation, some of these basic endgames, rook endgames, Lucena position, Philidor. So obviously, a lot of information out there online as well. If you just type these names, you will find some video examples somebody will be showing. I have a lot of endgame tutorials on our YouTube channel for the chess club, so you can look at that too. But you have to know the simple, most important endgames, oppositions. Yes. Yeah, we're actually finished. So thank you everybody for attending the class, and we'll see you hopefully on Thursday. Okay. All right.